Have you ever wondered why, despite setting big, clear goals, you still find yourself giving up halfway? Is it lack of motivation, the wrong environment, or maybe you just haven't truly mastered yourself yet? In this video, TyProduction will dive deep into the hidden habits and mindsets that quietly hold us back from success. But before we begin, I want to hear from you. What's the one thing you struggle the most to control in yourself? Is it your emotions, procrastination, fear of failure, or something else entirely? Drop it in the comments, and let's grow stronger together. And if you're ready to take control of your life one step at a time, don't forget to hit that like button, share this video with someone who needs it, and subscribe to TyProduction, where growth begins with self-mastery.
Albert Einstein was once labeled mentally slow. As a child, he didn't speak fluently until the age of 4. Teachers called him lazy. He failed his university entrance exam the first time. But Einstein didn't give up. He spent years questioning the world around him, not for recognition, but out of sheer curiosity and passion. That relentless pursuit led to the theory of relativity and a Nobel Prize. He turned rejection into revolution. Decades later, in a different world, Arianna Huffington faced her own invisible walls. When she published her second book, it was rejected by 36 publishers, 36 no's, and when she finally founded the Huffington Post, the critics laughed. They said it would never succeed. But she pushed forward, fueled by vision and resilience. Not only did her site become one of the most influential media platforms in the world, but she also redefined the way we talk about success, health, and well-being. Two different paths, one shared truth. Success isn't about being the smartest in the room. It's about refusing to leave the room when everyone tells you to.
How to be more successful in life. Have you ever asked yourself why some people seem to thrive while others stay stuck in the same place? Is it luck, or do they know something you don't? The truth is, success isn't a secret. It's a path anyone can walk, including you. What does success really mean? To one person, it's wealth. To another, it's waking up peacefully beside someone they love. For some, it's doing what they're passionate about every single day. But the common thread, true success means living a life that feels right to you, not to please the world, but to honor yourself. To get there, you don't need perfection. You need 3 things: a clear goal, a steady plan, and a belief that never wavers. When you hear the word success, what comes to mind? A 6-figure income, a prestigious job title, or a beachside mansion? Society has trained us to equate success with wealth, power, and fame. But deep down, is that all there is? The truth is, success has no universal definition. It's deeply personal, shaped by your values, dreams, and choices. And often, the real meaning of success has nothing to do with money or status. 1. Success is living in alignment with your values. Picture someone who walks away from a high-paying corporate job to start a small cafe, where they serve their community, experiment with recipes, and have time for their children. To the outside world, they gave up, but in their heart, they finally won. 2. Success is balance. It's not about always grinding harder. It's about knowing when to rest, when to say no, when to put your phone down and simply be. A person may own everything money can buy, but if they're burnt out, lonely, and joyless, is that truly success? 3. Success is progress. Success isn't a moment of glory. It's the quiet, steady journey of becoming. If you're growing, learning, improving, even just a little, then you are already successful. A true story. John versus Daniel. John, the man who had it all, but felt nothing. John was a top executive in New York. He lived in a high-rise penthouse, drove a sports car, and had 500,000 followers online. But every night, he needed sleeping pills just to close his eyes. He hadn't spoken to his parents in years. He felt empty, anxious, lost. One morning, he looked in the mirror and asked, "Why do I feel so hollow when I've achieved everything they told me to?" Daniel, the ordinary man with extraordinary peace. Daniel was a small-town music teacher. He made just enough to live comfortably. He spent his days teaching kids to play instruments, riding his bicycle to work, and growing vegetables with his wife in the evenings. He wasn't rich, he wasn't famous, but he laughed easily, loved deeply, and slept soundly. When someone asked, "Do you feel successful?" he smiled and said, "I feel like the luckiest man alive." The contrast between John and Daniel reveals something powerful. Success isn't about how loud your life looks. It's about how full your heart feels. You could have all the outward signs of success and still feel lost. Or you could have very little by society's standards and feel truly fulfilled. The real question is, are you living your truth? Ask yourself a personal reflection to find your own definition of success. Pause and reflect. Am I living a life that feels right to me, or one that pleases others? What brings me genuine happiness, not just applause? If no one ever praised or noticed me, would I still choose this life? Your success is yours alone. There's no single roadmap to success, no checklist, no one-size-fits-all blueprint, and that's the beauty of it. Some will find success in boardrooms, others in backyards. Some will chase it through art, or science, or motherhood. The only success that matters is the one that feels true to you. So take a deep breath, let go of what the world expects, and start listening to what your soul is whispering. That is where your success begins. Goals, where are you heading? Imagine getting on a train without knowing the destination. You'll travel for hours, but never arrive. Life's the same. You have to know where you're going. Not vaguely, not something better, but clearly. How much do you want to earn in 5 years? What skills do you want to master? What kind of life do you want to wake up to every morning? When your goals are clear, your path becomes visible. Imagine this. You're on a train. The engine is strong. The wheels are turning. You're moving fast, but no one told you where this train is going. There's no map, no endpoint, no destination. You keep riding. Hours pass, then days, and eventually you wonder, why do I feel so lost, even though I never stopped moving? This is what life feels like without goals. The hidden cost of just going with the flow. So many people wake up each day, do what they've always done, and go to sleep, never really asking where they're headed. They're busy. They work hard, but without direction. Hard work becomes wheel spinning, effort without aim. It's not about working harder, it's about working towards something. Real story: Emily and the painting she forgot to finish. Emily always loved art. In college, she dreamed of becoming a painter, maybe even opening a small studio. But after graduation, she took a job in marketing just for now. She told herself she'd paint again once things settled down. Years passed. Promotions came. Money grew. But the canvas in her closet remained blank. One day, during a quiet moment, she stumbled upon her old sketchbook. She opened it, and tears welled up. Not because she failed, but because she forgot what she was aiming for. Emily had been climbing, but it was the wrong mountain. Why goals matter? A goal is more than a wish. It's a direction, a commitment, a reason. Here's what goals really do. They give your energy a target. So you don't just try your best, you aim with purpose. They keep you going when it gets hard. A strong why can carry you through any how. They protect you from distraction. When you know what matters, you stop chasing what doesn't. So, what are you aiming for? Let's get practical. Ask yourself, what does your ideal day look like? How much do you want to earn? Not to impress others, but to feel secure and free. What skills do you want to master? Who do you want to become in 3 years? Write it down, be specific. A vague goal leads to vague results. I want to be happier becomes, I want to spend more time with my kids each weekend. I want to grow my career becomes, I want to become a team leader by the end of next year. Once your goal is clear, break it into steps, like walking backward from the finish line. Let's say your goal is to start a small business in 2 years. Ask, what needs to happen in 1 year? In 6 months? This month? This week? That's how dreams become plans, and plans become progress. Final story. The archer's secret. There's a reason archers close one eye when aiming. It's to block out distractions and focus only on the bullseye. Our life is the same. Close one eye to the noise. Ignore what everyone else is chasing. Lock your vision on what truly matters to you. Then, draw back your arrow and take the shot. Your life needs a compass, not a clock. It doesn't matter how fast you move if you're not heading in the right direction. So stop, take a breath, ask yourself where you're really going. Because success isn't found in motion, it's found in meaningful direction. Choose your mountain, then climb it. That's when life starts to feel like your own. Action. Dreams mean nothing without effort. You can read every book, watch every motivational video, but if you don't act, nothing changes. Success isn't built in grand gestures. It's built in small, consistent actions every single day. Learning one new thing each morning. waking up 30 minutes earlier, writing down what you learned from each setback. Start small, start now, and stay the course. The world doesn't reward intentions, it rewards movement. We all know someone with incredible ideas. They talk about writing a book, starting a business, moving to a new city, changing their life, but year after year, nothing happens. Not because they aren't capable, not because they don't want it, but because they never started. A dream without action is just a wish, the illusion of waiting for the right time. Here's a truth most people don't want to admit. The perfect time doesn't exist. If you wait until you feel ready, until the stars align, until you're not scared anymore, you'll be waiting forever. Because courage doesn't come before you act, it comes after. Real story. The empty garage. Jacob had always wanted to build custom furniture. He watched hours of YouTube tutorials, followed craftsmen on Instagram. He even cleared out his garage, bought the tools, and told all his friends, "This year, I'm really going to do it." But months passed. Then a year. The garage stayed clean. The tools stayed untouched. And Jacob, he kept saying, "I just need more time." One day, his friend walked into the garage, looked around, and said, "This space isn't empty because you don't have time. It's empty because you haven't decided to begin." Why action is everything. Dreams are beautiful, but only action brings them to life. Here's why action matters more than motivation. Action creates clarity. You don't need to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. Action builds confidence. Every small win reminds you, you can do this. Action changes identity. Once you start, you stop being a dreamer and start becoming a doer. The three-step approach to action. Let's make it simple. Here's a framework to turn any dream into action. 1. Start messy. Don't wait for perfection. Start with what you have. Write the first bad page. Launch the simple version. Make the call. 2. Build consistency, not intensity. Doing something small every day beats doing something huge once a month. 10 minutes a day beats 2 hours once in a blue moon. 3. Track progress, not perfection. Keep a log. Celebrate small wins. Progress is power, even if it's slow. A micro-story. The girl who planted one seed. There was a little girl who wanted a garden, but she only had one seed. So she planted it. Each day she watered it. Each day she waited. And even when nothing seemed to happen, she kept going. Weeks passed. Then one morning, a green sprout broke through the soil. Years later, that single seed had turned into a whole garden, because she did the simplest, most powerful thing. She began. Ask yourself, what's one thing you can do today? Forget the whole plan. Forget the next 6 months. What's one small action you can take today to move closer to your dream? Write the first paragraph. Make the phone call. Send the email. Sign up for the class. Wake up 30 minutes earlier. Action doesn't have to be big. It just has to be real. Don't just dream. Let do. You don't need more inspiration. You need motion. You don't have to feel brave. You just have to begin. Because one day, you'll either say, "I'm glad I started," or "I wish I had." Don't wait to feel ready. Start now. Scared, messy, imperfect, but start. That's how dreams turn into reality. Discipline when motivation fades. There will be days when you don't feel like it. Days you're tired, overwhelmed, disconnected. That's when discipline shows up. Successful people aren't always motivated, but they show up anyway. They rely on habits, on routines, on the decision to keep going, especially when it's hard. The truth about motivation is exciting. It's the fire that burns after watching an inspiring video or reading an amazing book. It makes you want to jump out of bed, take on the world, and rewrite your life. But here's the problem. Motivation doesn't last. It fades. It disappears. Some mornings, it never even shows up. And that's where most people stop. But the people who keep going, the ones who build, grow, and win, they don't rely on motivation. They rely on something deeper. Discipline. Real story. The runner who never skipped. Every morning at 5 a.m., rain or shine, Marcus ran 5 miles. When asked how he stayed so motivated, he smiled and said, "I'm not. I'm rarely motivated. I just made a promise to myself, and I keep it." He went on to explain, motivation is a feeling. Discipline is a decision. Some mornings he was tired, some days he was stressed, but the run still happened, because he didn't ask how he felt. He asked, "What did I commit to?" Why discipline is more powerful than motivation. Here's why discipline changes lives. Discipline creates results. Not overnight, but over time. Every day adds up. Discipline builds trust in yourself. Every time you show up when it's hard, you prove to yourself, "I keep my word." Discipline sets you apart. Most people quit when it gets hard, but you keep showing up, and that's rare. Discipline isn't flashy. It's not dramatic or loud. It's showing up at the gym when you'd rather sleep in. It's writing one more page when you're out of ideas. It's choosing water when soda is easier. Discipline is invisible at first, until one day the results become undeniable. Waiting to feel motivated is like waiting for perfect weather. You might get it once in a while, but you can't build your life around it. What you can build on is structure. Set a time to wake up. Set a schedule to work out. Block out a daily hour for your dream. Treat these moments like appointments with your future self. Microstory: The Violinist and the Dusty Case. Claire used to be a violinist. She hadn't played in years. One day, she opened the case and made a decision. Just 5 minutes a day. No pressure, no expectations. The first day, she only tuned the strings. The next day, she played one scale. Within 2 weeks, 5 minutes became 15. A month later, music returned to her life. All because she didn't wait to feel inspired. She just picked up the violin every day. Tiny acts, massive impact. Discipline doesn't mean doing everything today. It means doing something, especially when you don't want to. 10 push-ups are better than none. Writing 100 words beats waiting for the perfect chapter. 15 minutes of focused work can move mountains over time. What matters is consistency. Ask yourself, what's one promise you can keep? Start with one commitment, just one. I will journal for 5 minutes each morning. I will walk 10 minutes after dinner. I will write 1 paragraph each night before bed. Then treat it like a sacred appointment, because it is. It's a promise to your future. Show up, even when you don't feel like it. There will be hard days, tired days, days you want to quit. That's okay. Just don't let feelings make your decisions. Let commitment do that. Motivation starts your journey. Discipline keeps you going. And discipline, not motivation, is what builds your future. Patience. Success doesn't rush. Success takes time. It's quiet, invisible, slow. You might plant seeds for years before anything grows. But trust this, something is growing even when you can't see it. The bamboo tree spends years building roots underground, then shoots up meters in just weeks. You're not falling behind, you're just building your roots. Some things grow slower, but stronger. The bamboo lesson. There's a kind of bamboo that grows in China. For the first 5 years after planting, nothing seems to happen. You water it, tend to it, care for it, and still, no visible growth. But in the 5th year, something incredible happens. The bamboo shoots up, growing over 80 feet in just a few weeks. So what was happening all that time? It was growing roots. It was preparing for what was to come. And so are you. We live in a world of speed, fast food, fast delivery, fast likes, fast answers. But real success, the deep, lasting kind, doesn't arrive overnight. It's not built in a weekend. It's not measured by how fast you start. It's measured by how long you keep going. Patience isn't waiting. Patience is trusting that what you're building is worth the time. Real story. The artist who didn't quit. Nina loved to paint. She posted her art online for years. At first, only friends and family liked her work. Some months, she got no responses at all. She started to doubt herself. But she didn't stop. Every week, one new painting, one new post. She improved. She evolved. 3 years later, one of her pieces went viral. Suddenly, her work was everywhere. Galleries, magazines, interviews. People called her an overnight success. But Nina smiled and said, "This night took years to arrive." Why patience wins in the long run. Here's what patience does. It builds depth. The longer you work at something, the more skilled and confident you become. It protects your mindset. When you're patient, failure doesn't break you. It teaches you. It attracts quality. The best opportunities often come slowly, not because you're failing, but because they take time to unfold. Someone else's chapter 10 is not your chapter 1. Their highlight reel is not your behind the scenes. Comparing yourself to others is like yelling at a seed for not being a tree yet. Your time will come if you keep showing up. You're not behind, you're just becoming. Micro-story. The bricklayer's secret. There was once a man who laid bricks for 40 years. One day, a tourist asked him, "Don't you get tired of doing the same thing every day?" The man smiled and replied, "I'm not just laying bricks. I'm building a cathedral. I just trust it takes time." Success is built brick by brick, day by day. Small steps, repeated with patience. Being patient doesn't mean being passive. Here's what you can do in the waiting. Keep showing up. The routine matters. Keep learning. Every day is training. Celebrate progress. Even slow growth is still growth. Stay planted. Stay rooted. Your season will come. Ask yourself, can you trust the process? You don't need to see results immediately. You need to believe in the process and trust yourself enough to keep going. Write it somewhere you'll see it. Slow progress is still progress, because a tree that grows fast may fall in the wind, but a tree that grows slow becomes the strongest in the forest. Don't rush what takes time to build right. In a world chasing fast, be the one who chooses faithful over fast. Water your dream. Keep tending to your craft. Trust the invisible growth, because when it finally happens, and it will, you won't just be ready, you'll be rooted. Patience is not about waiting for success to find you. It's about becoming the kind of person who's ready when it does. Environment. You become who you're around. Look at your circle. Who do you talk to every day? Do they lift you up or wear you down? Do they dream big or settle small? You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Choose them wisely. Surround yourself with energy that inspires growth. If you want to change your life, change your surrounding. You're not just shaped by what you do, but by who you're with. You can have the best intentions, the clearest goals, the strongest desire, but if you're surrounded by doubt, negativity, and distraction, even the brightest fire can be smothered. Environment isn't just about where you are, it's about what influences you. Who speaks into your life? What do you see, hear, and absorb each day? Because one thing is certain, you rise or fall to the level of your environment. Real story, the climb that never happened. Eli wanted to get in shape. He downloaded fitness apps, bought the shoes, set a strict routine, but every weekend his friends would laugh at his goals. Just relax. One burger won't hurt. Come on, skip the gym. Let's binge something. Eventually, he gave in. Again and again. It wasn't that Eli lacked discipline. He just didn't have support. He didn't need better goals. He needed a better environment. You're the average of your 5 closest people. This idea might feel uncomfortable, but it's true. If your closest friends are unmotivated, you'll slow down. If your circle avoids growth, you'll stay small. But if they challenge you, inspire you, believe in your greatness, you'll rise. The 3 kinds of people in your life. Let's simplify. 1. Drainers. They drain your energy. They criticize, gossip, make excuses. They aren't bad people, but they bring your light down. 2. Neutralizers. They don't push or pull. You feel fine around them, safe, but not stretched. 3. Elevators. They lift you. They believe in you, challenge you, inspire you to go further. You don't have to cut everyone off, but you do need to choose your core circle with intention. A micro story. The eagle raised among chickens. A farmer once found an eagle's egg and placed it in a chicken coop. The eagle hatched and grew up pecking at the ground, never knowing it could fly. It clucked, scratched, lived like a chicken. One day, it saw a bird soaring high above and asked, "What's that?" Another chicken said, That's an eagle. They fly, but we don't. So the eagle stayed on the ground, never knowing who it really was. The message: if you grow up around limitations, you'll think they're normal. Surround yourself with people who remind you were born to fly. You can't always choose where you are, but you can always choose what you allow in. Here's how to shape an environment that fuels you. Curate your circle. Spend more time with people who live with purpose, even if it's online. Audit your inputs. Books, podcasts, music. These shape your mindset more than you realize. Create physical cues. A clean space, inspiring reminders, post-it notes of your goals. They matter. Set boundaries with love. Protect your energy. Say no when you need to. Say yes to yourself more often. Ask yourself, who are you becoming around your circle? Take a moment. Do your closest people lift you or limit you? Do they celebrate your growth or mock it? Are you inspired when you're around them or tired? You deserve a circle that sees your greatness, even when you don't. Surround yourself with what you want to become. You don't grow in isolation. You grow in connection. With the right people, your goals feel possible. With the right voices, your self-belief grows. With the right environment, you don't have to fight your future. You're pulled toward it. You don't just need motivation. You need a mirror, someone who reflects your potential back to you. So find your people, build your space, protect your energy, because greatness grows where it's nourished. Keep learning. The world never stops, and neither should you. The world is changing fast. What works today might be outdated tomorrow. The only way to stay ahead is to keep learning. Read one chapter a day. Watch one video that teaches, not distracts. Ask questions. Be curious. The best investment you'll ever make is in yourself. The world is changing fast. The question is, are you growing with it? There's never been a time like now. In just the last decade, we've seen entire industries rise and fall. Jobs that didn't exist 10 years ago are now in high demand. Information is everywhere. Skills evolve constantly. The world is moving fast, but you don't have to be left behind. There's one secret that successful people all share. They never stop learning. Real story: the taxi driver who refused to adapt. Once in New York City, a man hailed a yellow cab. The driver was frustrated. "All these apps," he muttered. "They're killing my business. It's not fair." The passenger asked gently, "Have you tried signing up for one of the apps?" The driver scoffed. "Why should I? I've been doing this for 25 years. But as the world changed, his income dropped. He resisted, while others adapted. He wasn't a bad driver, he just refused to learn. And in today's world, standing still is falling behind. Why learning is your greatest advantage. Let's get one thing clear. Learning isn't just for school, it's for life. Here's what learning gives you: adaptability. When things change, and they will, you don't panic, you adjust. Confidence. The more you know, the more empowered you feel to try, build, and speak up. Creativity. Learning new things connects ideas. It sharpens your mind. It keeps life interesting. Those who keep learning never truly grow old, only wiser. Micro story: the 70-year-old coder. At 70, Mary decided to learn how to code. Her kids laughed kindly. "You really think you can do that now?" She smiled and said, "Why not?" She started with basic online tutorials. 1 year later, she built a website for her local animal shelter. 2 years later, she was mentoring teens. Mary proved something powerful. Age is not a limit. A closed mind is. Learning isn't just formal, it's a lifestyle. You don't need a degree to keep learning. You can watch documentaries, listen to podcasts on your commute, read 10 pages a day, take an online course, learn from people you admire. Growth is everywhere. If you're willing to stay curious, make learning part of your identity, not just an activity. Dr. Carol Dweck, a psychologist at Stanford, coined 2 terms. Fixed mindset: I'm just not good at that. Growth mindset: I'm not good at that, yet. That one word, yet, can change everything. When you believe you can grow, you try. When you try, you improve. And when you improve, your world opens up. Success doesn't belong to the smartest. It belongs to the most willing to learn. Ask yourself, what's something new I want to learn? Right now, take a breath and ask, what have I always wanted to understand? What skill could take my career to the next level? What's one subject I could dive into for 15 minutes a day? Start small. One book, one course, one conversation. You never know what door it might open. Stay a student of life. The world is evolving. The question isn't, will it change? It's, will I grow with it? Stay curious, stay humble, stay willing to say, I don't know that yet. Because the people who never stop learning, they never stop growing. And when you keep growing, there's no limit to who you can become. Fail forward. No one gets it right the first time. Everyone fails. Everyone. Steve Jobs was fired from Apple. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school team. J.K. Rowling got rejected by dozens of publishers. Your failures don't define you. Your response to them does. Fail, learn, grow. Then do it all again stronger. Failure isn't the end. Often, it's the beginning of something better. There's a lie many people believe, that success is a straight line, that you try once and win, that the greats were always great from day one. But the truth, no one gets it right the first time, or the second, or maybe even the 10th. Success is rarely about avoiding failure. It's about learning how to fail forward. Real story, the basketball cut that changed everything. When Michael Jordan was a teenager, he tried out for his high school varsity basketball team. He didn't make it. He went home, locked himself in his room and cried. But he didn't quit. He trained harder, showed up earlier, stayed later. Years later, he became one of the greatest athletes the world has ever seen. He failed first, and then he flew. Imagine if he had taken that first no as a final answer. What failing forward really means. Failing forward doesn't mean you like failing. It means you learn from it and use it. It means you don't personalize it. Don't freeze because of it. Don't stop moving. Instead, you say, okay, this didn't work. What can I adjust next time? That question is where growth begins. Here's the silent killer of progress, waiting to be perfect before you begin. Perfectionism says, what if I mess up? What if people laugh? What if it's not good enough? And while you're overthinking, someone else is out there trying, failing, learning, and growing. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be brave enough to try. Micro story: the writer and the rejections. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers before Harry Potter was finally accepted. One editor even said, "Children just aren't interested in this kind of story." She could have stopped, but she didn't. She believed in her story, even when no one else did. Today, that book series has sold over 500 million copies worldwide. What if she had quit at rejection number 7? Failure is feedback, not a final verdict. Here's a simple mindset shift. Failure isn't proof that you can't do it. It's information about how to do it better next time. Every setback teaches something. The question is, are you paying attention? Ask yourself, what have I been avoiding for fear of failing? Right now, pause and ask, what dream have I been sitting on, afraid it won't work? What skill am I hesitating to start learning? What's one thing I'd try if I wasn't afraid to fail? Write it down and then take one small, imperfect step toward it today. Because you don't get confidence from success. You build confidence by surviving failure and trying again anyway. Fall, learn, rise, repeat. Success doesn't mean never falling. It means becoming someone who knows how to rise. Embrace the messy first tries. Let the stumbles sharpen you. Be proud of the courage it takes to keep going. Because failing doesn't make you a failure. Quitting does. So if you've fallen, good. It means you're in the game. Now get up and keep going forward. Fail forward. It's how every champion was made. Believe, especially when no one else does. There will be moments when nobody believes in your dream, except you. That's enough. Confidence isn't pretending you know everything. It's knowing you can figure things out step by step. Every time you try something difficult, you're building your belief, one choice at a time. Sometimes the only voice cheering for you is your own. That's when belief matters most. There will be moments in your life when no one claps. No one says, "Good job." No one sees your dream, your effort, your potential. In those moments, you'll be tempted to give up, to shrink back, to believe the silence means your dream isn't real. But here's the truth. Every great story begins with someone who believed, even when no one else did. Real story. The man who sold his vision door to door. Before Walt Disney created an empire, he was turned away. Studio after studio told him he wasn't creative enough, that his ideas were too risky. At one point, he couldn't even pay rent, but he saw something others didn't. He kept sketching, kept pitching, kept building, until eventually, the world caught up to his vision. What made the difference? He believed, long before anyone else did. Why self-belief is more than positive thinking. Believing in yourself isn't just about affirmations. It's about identity. It's saying, I trust myself to grow. I may not have it all yet, but I'm on the way. My future is worth fighting for. Even when others doubt you, the results aren't visible. Fear whispers, you can't. Your belief must be louder than their doubt. Micro story. The girl with a guitar and a big dream. There was once a young girl who sang on sidewalks, her guitar case open for coins. Most people walked by. Some smiled, a few dropped change. She wasn't famous, she wasn't polished, but she kept showing up. Years later, after hundreds of small gigs and thousands of rejections, she finally got noticed. That girl, her name was Ed Sheeran's story, and it's echoed by millions of quiet warriors. Not everyone will believe in your beginning, but that doesn't mean it's not the start of something beautiful. When no one believes in you, believe anyway. You don't need everyone to believe in you. You just need you. Because belief fuels. Courage to start, discipline to stay consistent, resilience when things get hard. And here's the magic. When you believe in yourself long enough, eventually others will too. How to strengthen your self-belief even in silence. Self-belief is a muscle, and it grows with use. Here's how to build it. 1. Keep promises to yourself. Start small. Show yourself that you follow through. 2. Track your growth. Journal your progress. Celebrate small wins. 3. Surround yourself with possibility. Even if others doubt you, consume stories and voices that remind you what's possible. 4. Speak life to your dream. Say it out loud, not just to others, to yourself. I am becoming the person I'm meant to be. Ask yourself, what would I do if I fully believed in myself? Take a breath and ask, what dream would I chase with full confidence? What risk would I take if I knew I wouldn't fail? What kind of person would I be if I didn't doubt myself so much? The answers to those questions, they're your roadmap. Be the first believer. Every legacy starts with one person who said, I believe, even if no one else does yet. So be that person. Speak life over your goals. Show up before there's applause. Keep walking when the road feels lonely. Because one day, people will look at you and say, they always believed in something bigger. And now, look at them. Start now, start small, but never stop believing. Redefine success. Live by your own measure. Society tells us what success should look like. Fancy cars, big houses, titles on business cards. But maybe success is something quieter. Maybe it's choosing peace over pressure. Maybe it's spending time with those who matter. Maybe it's doing meaningful work, even if it doesn't impress anyone else. Success is not a competition. It's not a finish line. It's a feeling. It's alignment. Success begins today. You don't have to change everything overnight. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment. Just start. Wake up a little earlier. Do one thing that scares you. Believe a little more in who you are and who you're becoming. Success doesn't arrive in one grand moment. It arrives in hundreds of tiny ones. Keep moving, keep choosing growth, and remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Today is that step. You are capable. You are worthy. You are already on your way.